So, we discussed yesterday by which activities one can become a ghost. In the 8.4 million species of life, there is one species, the ghost species, and the ghost species are many categories, such as Brahm demons, fire phantoms, witches, many different types. And it's terrible being in these species. If you don't take shelter of God and do bhajan, you can attain these unfortunate species. One becomes a ghost by the activities we discussed yesterday. The bodies of the ghosts are predominantly air, and by this they can enter the human body through many different openings. They can enter through the eyes, they can enter through the ears, they can enter through the skin, any opening in the body. And then once they enter the body, they provide terrible distress to the body. This is a very terrible situation for the person. When they enter someone's body, they reside in the vritti, in the instinct of the false ego. The I, this is where the Jivatma resides. This is where the living identity identifies itself. But in the vritti of that false ego, the ghost spirit resides, and from there it controls all the senses, and it can make the person do whatever it wants. It controls the senses as it wills. Sometimes, as a result of sinful karma, in one body, many spirits may reside and provide terrible torment. These ghosts and spirits don't trouble everyone. They're not independent. They cannot possess whoever they want or trouble whoever they want. They can enter the body through the anus, the genitals, eyes, nose, ear, mouth, and then they reside in the vritti of the false ego, control the senses, cause terrible torment, but they cannot enter everybody. They are being controlled. They cannot do as they will. Lord Bhuteshwar, Lord Shiva, controls them, all the ghosts in the creation. And based on someone's karma, if the person has to be punished, then Lord Bhuteshwar allows them to possess a human body. That person's intelligence is first affected. Before your downfall, your intelligence is first affected. He might go and urinate under the peepal tree, which is a revered Indian fig tree, or go to the cremation grounds at odd times like evening time, mid-afternoon, midnight, or because of his karmas, he might be confronted with the spirit and he will end up talking to the spirit. Or circumstances will be such that his body is impure and the ghost is able to possess him. But understand for sure, no ghost is independent. They cannot possess anybody they want on their own. It's not like that. When your karmas are sinful, you're impure, and Lord Bhuteshwar orders, then the ghost will come possess you. This is not an independent species that they can trouble whoever they want, whenever they want. Otherwise, they would just enter anybody they want. They eat, drink, and be merry. That would be not a punishment. If someone becomes a ghost, it is because they're supposed to be punished. They are continuously in anguish. There's so many rivers and lakes, but they're not able to drink. So many trees with fruits, they cannot eat them. So many foodstuffs in shops, but they cannot touch them. They're always crying, hungry and thirsty. And only when they encounter a sinful soul who's impure and are allowed by the Lord, then someone comes in front of them who is sinful and impure, and they possess the body. And then the food and water the ghost receives satisfies them. When some sinful karmas of the human fructify, then such a situation is created for a person. And only then ghosts and spirits can enter him. It is not like the ghost can trouble anybody or punish anybody. And as long as the karmas are destined to punish them, that is how long the ghost will remain in the body. When the sinful karmas are used up, then circumstances created and the ghost will have to run from the body. Then it cannot stay in any body for a long time. They can only stay as long as the karmas determine the punishment. Ghosts and spirits sometimes also appear in front of saints and Mahatmas. This is when the ghost punishment is about to finish. When the sinful karmas are about to be used up, they go to the saints who are engaged in devotion and are God realized or are enthusiastically pursuing the path of God. And by their darshan, their association, and talking to them, all the sinful actions that cause them to become a ghost are washed away. He is relieved from that species, and that is why they go to the saints. To ensure that these evil spirits never trouble you, there is a beautiful solution. People learned in the scriptures say, first of all, if you see a nail in the tree, for example, and if you have taken shelter of God, and you're wearing a tulsi kantimala in your neck, you have tilak on your forehead, and are chanting, even if you remove that nail from the tree, no evil spirit can trouble you, because it is possible that someone has trapped an evil spirit there by spells. And if you just playfully remove it, and you're destined to be punished, then the ghost will possess you. Or if you find a bottle that has been dug into the ground, an evil spirit may be trapped in it by a tantric or a sorcerer, and if you remove the bottle or break it, then the spirit will possess you. Even in this situation, if you're wearing a tulsi kantimala and are chanting the holy name, then this terrible spirit cannot touch you. They might appear in front of you, but they won't be able to touch you. And the evil spirits can only attack you if you're impure. If your mouth is not rinsed, your body is impure, you're not remembering God, you're not wearing a kantimala, you haven't taken shelter of God, only then they can possess you. One person had gone for a walk early in the morning, and a terrible ghost appeared in front of him. They were scared and fell down, but it did not touch them. And it just stood there for some time, and this person did not say anything and walked away. The ghost did not stop them because he was wearing a kanti mala. Then he came and met and spoke to saints and told them what happened. The ghost did not try to scare him. He just fell due to fear. It did not even touch him. It did not even have the courage to speak to him. The saints told him that because you're wearing a kanti mala on your neck, you're doing devotional service regularly, therefore no one has the power to touch you. The Lord's name and bhajan has a lot of power. If someone feels that evil spirits are troubling him or tormenting him, then for everyone there is a simple solution which has been described by the learned people in the scriptures. If we take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet and trust these words with complete faith, then they say as follows.
Buliyascha bhagavatam sastram vachedarthato nisham janma koti kritam papam nasyate natra sansaya.
If a person is made to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam, if you know in Sanskrit yourself, then you can do it, or you can get a learned person to do it. Then for sure that ghost will be delivered and the person who was afflicted will also be freed. The sins of millions of births are washed away by Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a literally embodiment of Krishna.
Yascha bhagavatam sastram vache darthato nisham janma koti kritam papam nasyate natra sansaya.
Reading or hearing Srimad Bhagavatam along with its meaning will wipe out sins from millions of births. Definitely, definitely. That ghost will be liberated and the one who is possessed will also be freed. So see, Dundkari was a terrible ghost, and when Gokarnji recited Srimad Bhagavatam for him, then in 7 days, the knots in the dried bamboo stem where he was sitting started to burst, and he attained God without doing any sadhana. Just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, he got a form like God, and he left for God's abode on a divine airplane. He was a terrible ghost and had done many sinful activities, this Dundkari.
तो श्लोकार्धम श्लोक पादम वा पठेद भागवतम चयः नित्यं पुण्यमवाप्नोति राजसूयाश्वमेधयोः. जो पुरुष
Just memorize one shloka of Bhagavatam. Say if you don't know Sanskrit, then just memorize one shloka.
एक श्लोक कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणत क्लेशनाशाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। आधा श्लोक इतना ही बोल दे, कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने।
It doesn't matter how terrible the ghost is, they will not be able to say in front of you. Srimad Bhagavatam is a literally embodiment of Krishna, his Mahamantra Swarup. Just memorize one shloka or half a shloka. If you recite it, then you will get the fruits of performing a Rajasuya and other yagyas. No fear will be able to terrify you, no bond will be able to bind you. You just try reciting it, just try repeating it. They say,
उक्तम भागवतम नित्यम कृतम च हरिचिंतनम तुलसी पोषणम चैव धेनूनां सेवनम समम।
this is a very glorious remedy. Reciting the shlokas of Bhagavatam, remembrance of the Lord and serving them, serving Radha name, serving Priya Lalji, Radha Krishna, serving Thakurji, serving the Radha name, serving Shaligram, meditating on them, or growing Tulsi Ji, doing her arti, serving her, serving the cows. One who does this, no obstacles can defeat him. Ghosts, etc. cannot even touch him. One who serves Krishna wears a kanti mala in their neck, memorizes shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, meditates on Hari, gives the cows grass, feeds them, serves them. Ghosts cannot even touch these people. Yes, for their own salvation, they may appear in front of them. They say,
कुले अंत काले तुये नैव श्रूयते सुख शास्त्रवाक् प्रीत्या तस्यैव वैकुंठम गोविंदोऽपि प्रयच्छति। यदि
if someone is dying and you recite Srimad Bhagavatam for them, they straightaway go to the abode of Lord. It is very glorious. Gopal Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam, Hanuman Chalisa, Srimad Bhagavat Shlokas, Kirtan of God's name. These are most glorious solutions to get rid of a ghost, spirit, demon, witch. They will not be able to touch you. If you're wearing a tulsi on your body, if you remember Gopal Sahasranam, Vishnu Sahasranam, some shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, you serve Tulsi Ji, you serve Shaligram, serve Krishna, drink Charnamrit, drink Ganga water, do Achman of Yamuna water, and stay pure, then no one has the power to harm you. One who is a devotee of God, there is no one in the three worlds that can harm him. Therefore, the prime benefit of life is to take shelter of the lotus feet of Hari. So keep your body pure, chant the name of the Lord, remember Hari, do activities sanctioned in the Shastras, think of everyone's welfare. You'll be saved from these difficulties, you'll be saved. These evil and extremely troublesome spirits will not be able to touch you. The Lord's name is glorious and is roaring. Do a lot of name kirtan, remain dependent on the Lord. This is the prime anand of life.
श्री राधा वल्लभ लाल की जय।